Well, Russian President Vladimir Putin has taken a jab at the United States this morning.
He called the DNC hack a public service, but denies Russia had anything to do with it.
Putin will come face-to-face with President Obama at the G20 summit in China today. Fox News correspondent Kevin Cork, our old friend, is traveling with the president, and he joins us live with more this morning. Good morning, Kevin.
Listen, no surprise, right? On a day when there is this major climate agreement announced between the U.S. and China and the rest of the globe, that, of course, there are world leaders out there that simply want to talk about the pending U.S. election. Oh, and why not talk about the election? Yes, the president is here for the G20. It's an important visit for him, his final visit to Asia, a valedictory tour, if you will, for the president, as he has now just a few months left in office. But clearly, people are talking about the election, and in particular, they're talking about former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. They want to talk about that riveting FBI document that was released yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to read it, folks, you got to read this thing. It was something just to go through line by line, and people have been talking about whether or not, of course, she did have that private email server to avoid freedom of information discovery, or maybe prying eyes by her political opponents who wondered, might there be some connection between the Clinton Foundation and her time at the State Department? Well, one of the world leaders weighing in is Russian President Vladimir Putin. He was talking to Bloomberg about this. It's been suggested, by the way, that his country may have had something to do with the DNC hack, which you also may remember kind of showed favoritism towards Secretary Clinton during the Democratic primary. Putin telling Bloomberg, quote, and this is great stuff, listen, does it even matter who hacked the data? The important thing is the content that was given to the public. And I think there are a lot of people who would say exactly that. What difference at this point does it make? Probably shouldn't have used that expression. But at any rate, let me just say this. It was also Donald Trump, guys, as you may remember, a bit tongue-in-cheek during the presidential primary, who suggested that maybe the Russians should hack the email of Secretary Clinton. At least we think it was tongue-in-cheek. But whether the Russians did it or some other state actor did it, the information's out there. And I can tell you, having read what I read yesterday, it is riveting stuff. I'll have a lot more from here at the G20, but for now, back to you.
It certainly is. Have fun, Kevin.
Thanks,
it's cool
Kevin.
You're there.
Yeah, it's funny when it happens to somebody else than when it happens to you.
Yeah, it's not so funny.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen to all of us.
Right.
47